Thank you from wherever you are joining us from. This is the morning call. Let us begin in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, which is on the brink of its first peaceful democratic transfer of power since independence in 1960, but this time in dispute over who won December's presidential election. To the latest there, first, the inauguration of announced winner of the elections, Felix Tshisekedi, initially scheduled to take place today, Tuesday, has been postponed. Government spokesperson Lambert Mende did not give reasons for the delay, but said it will likely take place on Thursday. The African Union, which had noted serious doubts about the vote and made an unprecedented request for DRC to delay the final results, have also postponed its urgent mission to the country, planned for Monday, yesterday, that is. And what else do we have? On Monday as well in Kinshasa, police dispersed the gathering of supporters waiting to hear a speech by presidential runner-up Martin Fayulu. In this report, we have details of this protest.
Alors pour en parler, nous sommes en ligne avec...
We're online with Christophe Rigaud, the director of the Africanews website, Africarabia. Mr. Rigaud, hello. My first question concerns the outcome of these elections. Are you surprised by the decision of the Constitutional Court that validated Felix Tshisekedi's victory?
Alors la décision de la Cour constitutionnelle.
The decision of the Constitutional Court is not really a surprise because it should be known that this court is highly politicized. There are several judges close to the government. There are several who were appointed this summer. We were actually expecting this decision, which is a politically compromised decision imposed by the outgoing government. It is now clear that we are in the power-sharing situation that has been negotiated and therefore allows Felix Tshisekedi to take over the presidency, leaving Joseph Kabila's FCC with full powers in the National Assembly, the Senate, the Provisional Assembly. So we are moving towards a situation that is quite unique in the DRC and even in Africa, which is a situation of cohabitation between the incoming and outgoing government. The African Union, which had asked the Constitutional Court to stay in its decision on Martin Fayulu's appeal, was not heard. The mission, which is supposed to arrive in Kinshasa yesterday, Monday, had been cancelled. Is this a setback for the African government? That is for the African organization, that is. The African Union has already been surprisingly offensive on the Congolese issue, which is quite rare because there are other situations in Africa, particularly perhaps in Cameroon and Gabon, where the elections were also contentious and did not generate this extreme firmness from the African Union. In fact, it was Kinshasa that accelerated the African Union by declaring Felix Tshisekedi the winner before the arrival of the EU mission in Kinshasa. So in fact, there was nothing left to negotiate, and it is indeed a major setback for the president of the African Union still in office, Paul Kagame, the Rwandan president, who was looking for a kind of honorary, that is before leaving the presidency of the African Union, and then perhaps an opportunity to restore his image as an authoritarian president by actually getting involved in the Congolese democratic process. What's the solution now for Martin Fayulu, who considers himself the true president-elect by the Congolese people?
Martin Fayulu
no longer has any legal recourse to challenge the Constitutional Court's decision, but he has two options to claim his victory. First, the international pressure, and then the popular pressure. So, international pressure, we saw that the UN seemed quite conciliatory, as did France, which has just acknowledged the victory of Felix Tshisekedi. There is still the African Union, which is perhaps a little stronger. But for it to intervene, the situation would have to turn into a very, very violent form of protest. And for the moment, we are not taking the path. There also remains popular pressure, and there Martin Fayulu has already appealed to the streets to protest the Constitutional Court's decision. But for the moment, he has not really been listened to. So we have the impression that the Congolese are waiting to see how the situation will evolve. And I will say that it is certain that the population can take to the streets to contest the victory of Felix Tshisekedi, since in fact the Congolese feel they have obtained two small victories, the departure of Joseph Kabila and the defeat of Joseph Kabila's protégé, Emmanuel Ramazani Shadary.
Petite victoire, le départ de Joseph Kabila et la défaite du dauphin de Joseph Kabila, Emmanuel Ramazani Shadary.